The Harrington mansion loomed against the Boston skyline, its mirrored windows catching the fading October sun. Alexander Harrington stared out from his top-floor office, a glass of whiskey untouched on the mahogany desk. His steel blue eyes fixed on a distant point while his mind drifted through the empty halls of his life. The door opened softly, and Evelyn, his assistant of 12 years, entered with a black folder. "Mr. Harrington, the resumes you requested. How many this time?" 15. All with stellar references and experience with medically fragile children. Alexander flipped through the pages. Each candidate looked flawless on paper, but he knew better than anyone how deceptive appearances could be. "Schedule interviews with the top 3 for tomorrow." Evelyn hesitated. "Dr. Matthews called. He says Ethan needs stability. Changing caregivers every 2 months isn't. I paid Drive Matthews to manage my son's health, not my household." His voice cut like the wind outside. Evelyn nodded, but paused at the door. "Ethan asked if you'd have dinner with him tonight." Alexander's jaw tightened. "I have a Tokyo call. Tell him, cancel it. I'll be there at 7. Alone again, he opened a drawer and pulled out a photograph. Sophia smiled back, her emerald eyes sparkling with the same light Ethan had inherited. 5 years since the accident, and the ache remained raw. Downstairs, Ethan's cough echoed, followed by the gentle voice of Mrs. Dawson, the latest temporary nanny, the 6th this year. Alexander needed permanence, but trusting a stranger with his son terrified him. He descended the marble stairs to find Ethan wrapped in his favorite blanket, watching an ocean documentary. The boy's face lit up. "Dad, pizza tonight." "Yes, buddy. Extra cheese." Ethan beamed, then coughed. Mrs. Dawson moved in with the inhaler. Alexander watched, helpless, as his son fought for breath. These moments reminded him how fragile everything was. That night, after tucking Ethan in, Alexander checked the security monitors, his ritual to ensure safety. Tomorrow, he'd meet the candidates. One name stood out, Emily Thompson. Her references were impeccable, her experience with sick children extensive. But it was her photo, a genuine, eye-reaching smile, that stopped him. The phone rang. His lawyer, James. "Alexander, the nanny contracts. Same confidentiality clauses, all of them, and add the camera disclosure. That might scare off good candidates. Anyone with nothing to hide won't mind." He hung up, eyes on Sophia's photo. Tomorrow, he'd meet Emily in person. Something about her stirred curiosity, a rare feeling for Alexander Harrington. The boardroom was hushed when Emily entered, natural light softening the stark space. Dressed in a simple navy suit, she held herself calmly, though her pulse raced. Alexander studied her, steady hands, direct gaze, quiet confidence. "Ms. Thompson, your resume is impressive. 6 years with special needs children, pediatric nursing specialization, glowing recommendations. Almost too perfect." Emily smiled faintly. "Mr. Harrington, perfection is a myth. I offer dedication and honesty." The answer surprised him. "Tell me about your last role." "I cared for little Noah for 3 years. Cystic fibrosis. Challenging, but rewarding. He passed 6 months ago. I needed time to grieve. And you're ready now." "Loss taught me compassion, not fear. Your son deserves someone who knows care is more than medicine." Alexander stood, moving to the window. "This job demands more than skill. Cameras cover the house. Privacy is limited. I'd do the same to protect my child. But trust grows through actions, not surveillance." He turned, intrigued. "Would you like to meet Ethan?" On the 4th floor, Ethan finished physiotherapy. His green eyes sparkled at his father, then fixed on Emily. "You like ocean documentaries too?" "I love them. Did you know humpbacks change their songs yearly?" Ethan laughed, a sound Alexander hadn't heard in weeks. For an hour, Emily wove breathing exercises into tales of coral reefs. Alexander watched, noting her natural ease. Later, in his office, he told Evelyn, "Cancel the others. Ms. Thompson starts tomorrow." "Are you sure?" She was blunt. "That's why. Ethan needs truth, even if it challenges me." That evening, checking cameras, Alexander paused on Emily and Ethan's interaction, professional yet warm. A message from James, contract signed. Start 7 a.m. He whispered to Sophia's photo, "What do you think, love?" Her words echoed. Eyes don't lie. Emily's held truth. Dawn mist-cloaked the gardens as Emily arrived with a small bag and a wrapped gift. Evelyn greeted her. Mr. Harrington's in a call, but here's Ethan's routine. In Ethan's room, he slept fitfully, monitor beeping steadily. Emily whispered, "Good morning, little captain," as he woke. "You came." His voice was hoarse. "Promised I would. Brought something special." She handed him a constellation projector. "Wow, the universe in my room. First, breakfast to fuel our adventures." Alexander watched via camera, intrigued by her ease. She turned treatments into games, meals into joy. At lunch, he appeared. "What's this soup?" "My recipe. Nutrient-rich, low sodium. Secrets fresh herbs." Ethan grinned. "Dad, try it, magic." It was delicious. In his office, Alexander said, "Diet changes need approval. It meets restrictions, here's the breakdown." Ethan resists eating. Pleasure aids recovery. He found no flaws. He wants garden time. Morning sun could help. Absolutely not. Isolation won't protect him forever. 1 week. Show results, we'll discuss. That evening, Ethan's drawing appeared on Alexander's desk. 3 stick figures under stars, with a note from Emily, "Ethan dreams bigger than limits. Small risks can protect best." Sophia's words returned. "Love without freedom is a gilded cage." On the monitor, Emily created a starry ocean on Ethan's ceiling. He laughed, eyes bright. Maybe, Alexander thought, it was time to loosen the reins. Emily's first month brought change. Ethan smiled more, seemed stronger. One morning, Alexander rushed to a crisis, finding Emily already managing it calmly, guiding Ethan's breath. "Breathe with me, Captain." Like the diver surfacing slowly. Ethan calmed, naming senses to anchor him. Alexander watched, unseen, heart squeezing at the photo of Sophia on the nightstand. Later, he asked, "Why wasn't this reported?" Page 3, last week's report. Guilt hit, he'd skimmed it. "Ethan needs you as much as medicine. I run a company. You have a son to love." Graphs showed Ethan's vitals improved with Alexander's presence. That afternoon, he canceled meetings, spending hours with Ethan, hearing his dreams of seeing the ocean. Through cameras, Emily watched, smiling. Evelyn murmured, "First time I've seen him like this since Sophia. He forgets to live, fearing loss." I showed him love and protection aren't opposites. That night, Alexander found Emily with chamomile tea. Sophia said things like that. Silence held understanding. He turned off Ethan's camera. Some things needed heart, not screens. Autumn gilded the gardens when Emily completed 2 months. But an accident shook harmony. Organizing files, she knocked over a folder. A police report. Sophia's brake failure, suspicious. "What are you doing?" Alexander's voice was fury. The briefcase fell. "Get out." In the hall, Ethan looked scared. Emily calmed him, heart pounding. Hours later, an envelope, a check and note, "Services ended." Instead of leaving, Emily confronted Alexander in the dark. "You can't fire me. Ethan has appointments, projects. You crossed lines. You've built walls for getting people on the other side, including your son. He asks about his mother, wants to know if she loved him. You never share. You know nothing of loss. I know silence suffocates. It was my fault," he whispered. "Sophia went to Ethan's recital alone because I was busy. Sabotage, by someone I trusted. She died because of me. Or you'd have lost them both. The man Sophia loved would sacrifice everything for Ethan." She stopped, realizing, "The man I love." Alexander met her eyes. "Ethan needs you. And maybe I do." A scream, Ethan's nightmare. "Mommy." Alexander held him. "Want to hear about the dolphins?" Emily stayed, walls crumbling as memories flowed. Days later, Ethan asked Emily, "Do you like Dad like Mom did?" Their tension grew. Alexander set limits, but admitted fears. Emily revealed, "Noah was my brother. I gave up everything caring for him. We're 2 wounded protectors." Ethan suggested dinner. A storm brought crisis, but together they stabilized him, sharing stories. Alexander called her a lighthouse. November deepened bonds. Alexander learned sabotage was internal. Emily's honesty dismantled walls. Ethan's question, "Is it wrong to be happy missing Mom?" I said Sophia would hate us honoring her with sadness. Dinner under snow, Ethan's drawing included Sophia blessing them. Alexander promised to keep Emily in their lives. Hospitalized with infection, Emily's vigil mirrored her loss of Noah. Alexander proposed in the cafeteria, "Marry me, not for Ethan or loneliness, but because you made our house a home." Yes. Engagement buzzed, but they prioritized Ethan. They transformed Sophia's room into a memorial, adding new memories. Wedding in the Winter Garden, oceanic melody, vows honoring past and future. Ethan's words, "I promise to keep all love, here and above." Rain fell, they danced. Ethan saw a rainbow, 7 colors of love. The mansion became a home of harmonious loves, eternal, expansive. To the memorial room, "Sophia, your light guides us. We dance in rain, navigate storms, love infinitely. Thank you for Ethan, for teaching us hearts hold oceans. Forever yours, Alexander, Emily, Ethan."